Hello, in this tutorial, Linux Automation for Beginners, I'm going to show you how you can easily automate some simple tasks. So if you work in a network security, for example, you work in cybersecurity, you work with Linux or anywhere in IT, and you are trying to find out how automation works, I'm going to show you different ways you can automate some very simple tasks. So if you are lazy like myself, you don't want to be doing a lot of things or most of these things manually, this is a tutorial for you. So let us start. What we are going to do here is that we are going to automate, we are going to check the amount of CPU that is being used on our server or on our Linux machine every second in order to make sure that everything is working optimally. Now, how do we start? Let me first of all create a file that we are going to use. Let me call it cpu.py because we're going to use Python. Now, let me open the file using a Vim editor. If you have a different editor, obviously you can use it. To start, the first thing that we need to import is the psutil, which is a library that you use to access different system information, like a CPU, memory, and a whole of other things. Now, it is called psutil. By the way, can I ask you to please subscribe to my channel, like, and share? Thank you. So now let us also import the time module. So time module in Python is something that you use when you want to write any application that where time you need to use time time calculation, for example. So like if you want to check and find out what time something happened, for example, so you use the time module. Now let us start writing our script. In order to avoid some kind of unusual or usual error messages, depending on how you look at it, we are going to use the time, exception, the try exception to catch any error that might happen. We are going to use the while loop. So this is what we are going to use as long as something is true. In this case, as long as our CPU is showing the usage, it will continue running. So this application this script is going to run continuously non-stop, which is not ideal. But later on, we are going to find a way to make it better. Now, we are inside the while loop. We are going to first of all let's create a variable. In my case, I call this CPU. You can call it whatever you want. Now let us use the library that we imported earlier, which is the psutil. We are going to use it to extract CPU. Should be CPU %. We are going to use it to extract the CPU usage. At what interval? We want to do it at like every second, every 1 second, every second, right? So that's what it says, what we are trying to do there. Once we extract the usage, we are going to print it out. Let us print something. And we are going to use the F to format whatever the output is going to be. So here, let us say CPU usage. CPU usage. Let's say something like, I'm trying to find what, anyway, let us just add our output. So whatever goes into the variable that we created here. By the way, something is missing here. Something is missing here because the output is going to be assigned into that very variable. So now CPU, we add our percentage because you want it to show in percentage. So the CPU is going to be printed out. The CPU usage I'm trying to say is going to be printed out. Now we are going to close our try exception. So to do that, we use the except and the keyboard interrupt. I'm going to tell you what this does. Now let us print our final message. What could we print here? Let's say something like monitoring has been interrupted. That will be the final output. So just to summarize, we imported our psutil library, which is what we used here to extract the information that we need. We use the time module, which is what we are using here, because here we are going to be getting, by every second is going to send us this very output of the CPU usage. When it extracts that, it assigns it into this very variable here, right? So now we are going to print it out. Now, because this thing runs like continuously because of the while loop that we use here, we need to use our keyboard to interrupt it, which is by, for example, pressing Ctrl+C. Once we press Ctrl+C, it's going to stop, and this very message will be printed out. Now let us save. We call this CPU. Now that's our file, right? That's our file. Let us try to run the application, the script, Python CPU. You see? So now every second is showing us the output of the CPU usage. It will just keep on doing this non-stop, which in real world, that is not what you want. You want it to be able to do this like maybe once every day, once every week. In our future tutorial, we are going to modify this very code in order to make it to run at just once, depending on our need. So let me press Ctrl+C. Ctrl+C. Now it says monitoring has been interrupted. So this is very simple. So if you are like new to scripting and you're curious how some of these wonders or this magic works, it is just as simple as this. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Watch the next video. You are going to see how we are going to make this not to run continuously. So please subscribe to my channel, like, and share. Thank you.